case. Messier, what's his name? Or
Mesner. Yeah, something like that. Mesner.
Ryan Reynolds' character. Yeah. But I feel like if he was in that scenario, he probably would have just acted on it and shot him right then and
He
there.
would have drawn on him when he saw his fingertips.
Yeah,
because he was the one who had told Carruthers that information. So he would have been like, "Oh, it's this guy."
And plus, like, I've never been like directed by a valet that's had his back to me like that, like all crazy, dude.
Yeah,
just like face to face with the elevator door.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I would be like, this was kind of
especially
weird.
Like that's not very. It would have been suspicious already.
You know.
Anybody who stands like that in the elevator,
anybody who's real would have been like, "Hey,
I am legend."
Like,
just
I would have been questioning somebody.
All Blair Witch status.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, exactly.
It's hilarious.
I would have liked to see a little more of his character, that assassin, the Plague, or whatever they called him. I think it would have been cool, but the little bit we got to see, it kind of showed you like this dude is about his business.
I like his little assassin,
his little blade, his Assassin's Creed blade.
It was just a bar, dude. Like with
it's like blood is flowing into your lungs now, and you're gonna go to sleep.
He basically punctured his lung all the way through, so it's just gonna fill with blood.
Did that come out before the original Assassin's Creed?
I want to say it did, dude. Yeah. Because 2006, when the original Assassin's Creed come out, maybe
5. Wait, when did Xbox 360?
I think like mid 2000s.
You know, it might have been in the same year.
I wouldn't doubt it. But I mean, that was a cool weapon.
And I liked what he told that guy. He's like, "Close your eyes because you don't want the last thing you see before you die is his face."
And he's like, "I don't think God would."
No, I'm saying
he said it in Spanish. Yeah,
which makes it epic because the guy probably didn't understand what he said.
And it shows too that he. What did he say? He's like, because heaven will hold it against you.
Yeah.
It shows that he's probably really religious, too.
He has remorse.
He has compassion. He kind of nurses this guy until he passes away. He didn't have to do that.
because the guy's confused. He's like, is this blood?
And he's
like, no, it's okay. It's okay.
I really dying?
And he's like holding him up and kind of, he just lays him down and he's like, it's okay. Just close your eyes.
Kind of patting his face and being nice. Yeah, as nice as you can be after you murk someone, I guess.
But I like his intro too. How it kind of they're like, this guy's his techniques are on torture are on another level that no one's ever seen.
Some fucking hostile shit. Right
yeah, but I mean his character is really cool. That's probably one of my other favorites. Not necessarily his kills or anything, but
he was definitely different amongst all the others.
What'd you guys think of that fucking little kid doing the kung fu?
That's so out of throws you off.
Dude, when I first saw that shit, I was taken by surprise. I was like, wait, is this the same movie? Yeah, like, what the fuck is going on?
Did I change the channel or something? What the fuck's going on?
And then how even his dialogue, even the music changes, his whole... I want to say there was massive social undertones in all of that scene with the American flag in the background, the kid doing karate with the Karate Kid fucking bandana on.
And a patch.
Yeah, exactly. But there was nothing wrong with his eye, was there?
I don't know. I don't think Chiver says anything, but he's has a patch under his eye with glasses.
And the way he just holds himself, like he answers the door and is like, speak, motherfucker. I'm ready to ball.
Like he's gangster.
It's like, he gonna fuck you up, even though he's just a little kid. But I thought that was really out of left field. I don't know who wrote that in there, who gave
Someone
that the green light.
A good idea.
Yeah, who thought that was a good idea? But
it was great.
That shit was random as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
it gives the film this lighthearted.
Comedic
lightheartedness. In the middle of chaos, and it takes you away from the action, gives you a break from that little bit of action.
A lot of morbid stuff was going down too.
I like how he's mimicking and mocking the guy. He's like, "Oh, my poor hand, I don't have any fingers." He's like all fucking with them, dude. Fuck that little kid.
I really like the meeting between Chris Pine's character at the end.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I'm just a fucking crazy delusional guy who's about to with multiple amputees.
Yeah.
I thought that whole scene between him was hilarious, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man."
Yeah,
that's just how the dice roll sometimes.
What was he saying? Like, "Oh man, that was you. I'm sorry about that."
And then especially he's like, "Sorry about his finger."
Do you think he was actually like saying, "Fuck," like, this is how the game goes, I should just let him go? Or he was like, fuck it, I'm just going to kill this guy? Or did he already have it in his mind he was going to kill him before he let him walk that far?
I think he was feeling, he was torn.
Yeah.
Like, well, this guy was just on a mission to do the same thing that we were doing.
Yeah.
Like, had he been on the other side, he probably would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
And then he
because you can kind of see it in his face. He kind of lightens up and puts the gun down when he has him at gun. He's like, "Oh, that was you." Like, I don't know, but I would have shot the fool as soon as I seen him.
And then Chris Pine, or Darwin's character, the Tremor brother, he has just kind of escaped death.
Yeah,
because Georgia could have killed him.
Yeah.
He runs into the elevator and he changes into a nearby, well, it's like half of a security suit and half the FBI, covered in fucking holes and blood and shit.
Yep.
But he's able to. He goes down to the ground floor and he just runs out.
The FBI badge. He's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, he acts like he's crying. He's like, "FBI."
yeah.
He's like, "There's a bloodbath up there."
So he thinks he's fucking made it out, right? They had parked their like little fucked up car in the parking lot. He's walking out.
Nazi mobile.
Yeah. To he's walking out to get away, and then one of the hitmen that they so-called murdered towards the beginning of the film,
or their bail bondsman.
Yeah, had survived.
Yeah.
And he's just suffered hypothermia and he's lost some fucking fingers.
Yeah.
So he's pissed. His friends were murdered, and
right.
So it's interesting, that kind of standoff, and they have this like conversation, and
I agree with you, because I think at one point he's kind of like, "This is the life I'm in. I'm kind of chosen, so that's the kind of the way it went."
Yeah.
And then he's kind of like, when he's like, "Oh fuck," and he changes his mind, I think that was like, this dude just killed my one of my two of my close friends.
His sense coming in,
and then he's like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna kill you because that's what should be done."
Yeah.
Also, that was beautifully shot because he's pretty far away and he empties like an entire clip without looking.
Like in his peripherals, kind of just.
He's not looking. I really dig that.
Yeah,
I like
cool.
that whole end scene is great.
It caught me by surprise the first time I seen that, because I was like, "Are you serious? You're just gonna fucking let him go?" And I was kind of pissed, but then when he shot him, I was like, "All right, you fucking redeemed yourself."
And he the way he does it, how you said, it's like kind of nonchalant, just like, and then he just like puts the gun.
He goes,
away.
"Fuck this!" Clack 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 clack.
He was probably just thinking about all that shit that went down.
Yeah.
He was like,
he deserves to die.
yeah, fuck that.
But yeah.
So are we gonna talk about the infamous twist at the end?
Yeah, we got to, man. This been out forever.
More than
this
10
will be
years.
our spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Smokin' Aces, you can rent it digitally for $2.99 or pick it up for a couple bucks somewhere.
Yep.
On
YouTube it.
Blu-ray. And if you haven't seen it, you really should, because it's one of the most underrated films probably out there. I feel like a lot of people don't respect this film at the caliber level that it really is.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't know. Especially in 2006, I don't remember what was.
It didn't flop. It did
Pretty good, right?
it did its.
Okay.
It made money, but it wasn't a
huge
gargantuan hit.
Commercial success.
Yeah. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Everybody does their part. There's so many people in this
The
film.
cast.
And nobody really, I feel like nobody really has more time than the other person.
It's evenly distributed.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Reynolds probably has less than 30 minutes of actual screen time if you really put it back to back, and that's pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Like there's so many killers that make up this plot that it's evenly distributed. The pacing is beautiful. The writing is great. I'm sure a lot of it is improv. It sounds like it.
Yeah, definitely.
The cinematography is great, and yeah, I just can't say enough good things about this. Thank you for picking it.
Yeah, man.
I
was kind of on the fence with a couple of movies, and I know I was texting Wes at the time.
Which other one did you have?
Which other one did
Prisoners.
I pick? Prisoners.
By Denis Villeneuve.
I don't think I've seen that.
With Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really?
Fucking another beautiful gem.
Yeah, because I haven't seen it, but I know Wes said it was really good, and he was like, he's like, "Are you sure, man? Prisoners is pretty solid. You want to not do that one?" I'm like, "Oh fuck, I don't know." I'm like, "You pick," and I'm like, it was just kind of
Smokin' Aces.
I was on the fence, but I was like, Smokin' Aces. I haven't seen it in a while. It's a fun movie.
That's cool, man. I really like that movie. I like the way they look. They made Jeremy Piven look from the beginning to the end of the movie. How you can see the wear and tear on his body, and how he's it's almost a reflection of how bad his situation is going.
You can see that weight kind of getting heavier and heavier on him, where it's weighing him down.
He's just in tears.
Yeah, at the end, and he's just like,
it's kind of sad, dude. You kind of feel like what?
You feel sorry for him, like, because he's like, oh man,
because he wanted something so bad, and it's just fucking
because he wanted to save his boys. He wanted to take them with him into witness protection.
And after viewing the film and knowing what you know, if Speraza would have just gave Buddy Israel the actual title of him being his son, I don't think he would have fucked up as much as he did in the movie, because the whole time he's trying to prove himself. He wants to be part of the mob, and you understand why. It's because his dad, that's where his father came from, that's what he was born from. Speraza had him 14 years into being in the mob, they said, or something. So he's already knee deep in being fucking a
mobster.
A mobster. He has this kid, and the kid doesn't understand why he wants to do this, but has charisma. He wants to do all this shit, so he gets him a part of it and mixes him in with the certain people. But I feel if he would have just gave him the title of saying, "Hey, you're actually my son.
You're like the next in line."
Yeah, he wouldn't have tried to fuck him over. He wouldn't have ratted him out. It would have turned out way different. You know, I feel like the reason he did that is because he didn't know who the fuck he was.
Like, this whole situation would have never happened.
Yeah, if he would have known he was his father, he wouldn't have said shit. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But hey, I guess it makes for the good movie. It makes a good movie.
So the whole plot twist is this mobster that the FBI is trying to get Buddy to turn on is actually an FBI agent from 1956 or 7 or something who had gone through dramatic plastic surgery to kind of go deep undercover. And he ends up getting killed by the FBI, and this agent kind of gets erased from FBI history and kind of into a legend. And he takes on this other alternate alter ego persona of Speraza, who kind of just becomes a mob boss in Vegas. And this whole time, that's the huge twist that Ryan Reynolds ends up finding out. And the reason why Speraza wants Buddy Israel's heart is because that's his son in a blood match to transplant a heart that he needs, because he is dying and he's like 80-something years old or 90 years old, which is totally messed up.
Yeah, dude.
Fucked up,
yeah. My beef with Andy Garcia's character, why is he so hell-bent on helping out this guy who, I mean, even Ryan Reynolds' character says, what the fuck, like, you have 60 years of him infiltrating the mob and being a mob boss, but what are you gonna gain from keeping him alive? And also,
like, what
information can he give you that's gonna
be worth all of this death and all
the
these
sacrifice?
What's
chaos?
The
balance? And I didn't see. I mean, I
justification.
What was his motive? What was his motive? Just because he wanted to be by the book and be
I think it also was because, remember, he gets that file from someone above him to let him know that Sprazza is